70 years ago today, the United Nations Charter was signed at the San Francisco War Memorial and Performing Arts Center in California. The Charter is the foundational treaty of the United Nations and was signed by 50 out of 51 signatories. And the goal of the organization, as per that charter, was, quote, to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war. The very first principle in the UN Charter is to maintain international peace and security, and to that end, to take effective collective measures for the prevention and removal of threats to the peace and for the suppression of acts of aggression or other breaches of the peace, and to bring about by peaceful means and in conformity with the principles of justice and international law adjustment or settlement of international disputes or situations which might lead to a breach of the peace. By most measures, the United Nations, although noble in its aspirations, has failed to live up to its stated principles. And joining me now to explain how is James Paul. He's a former executive director of Global Policy Forum, and he recently wrote an article for the Interpress service entitled simply, "The United Nations Disappoints on its 70th Anniversary." Welcome to Uprising, Jim.
Yeah, nice to be with you, Sana.
Well, the title of your article makes it as clear as possible. Let's first start with history. What were the political issues of the day that led to the formation of the United Nations? And before the UN, we had the League of Nations, right?
Well, the League of Nations, of course, had failed to prevent World War II, but the immediate surrounding situation in the formation of the UN was, of course, the war itself, this tremendous war lasting about 6 years, with so many millions killed, so many millions displaced, and the Holocaust and all the rest. And so the United Nations had been proposed at different times, particularly by Roosevelt and Churchill, in their meetings during the course of the war. It was their way of saying the world after this war is going to be different. Going to be more peaceful, it's going to be more just. And so that is why there was a tremendous amount of public enthusiasm for this, and in a sense that this was the right time and the right thing to do.